What is happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Made by Miles podcast, a podcast designed to give insights, stories, and lessons of people and individuals that have built a life on their terms that they wake up with a buzz from and ultimately live each day how they want to live. And what we've got on today is my good mate, but one of our longest standing clients, Jordan Downey. And this guy's worked with us for about 4 years now. Something like that. Fair play to you, man. He's worked with us for 4 years, man. Most people can't handle my voice for 4 days, but Jordan stuck around, man. But as I say, man, Jordan stuck about, man, right? And I thought the now was a perfect time to get him on because he breeds what the extra mile's all about, right? But especially around about what this podcast is about, around about stories of building a life that you're actually proud of and putting the miles in to create that, because so many people think that you can just get given the life you want, but you need to actually work for it, and Jordan is the definition of that. And we're going to take a deep dive into his journey as a whole inside of the extra mile, but just his journey through life, if you will, and a bit specifically his running journey, because at the weekend there, he's literally just completed the Glasgow to Edinburgh Ultra, which was meant to be 93 kilometres, but it finished off about 94, 95.
Maybe 91.7.
91.7, it ended up at 93.
Being like 58 mile.
Oh, he was raging, by the way. He was raging. That was one of the first things he said to me. But before we get into that, Jordan, if you just give a wee bit of an introduction, man, just give us a wee insight to who you are, what you do, and everything about you, mate.
Well, I'm Jordan. I have a very busy life. I'm a plant engineer. That's what I do for my living, like my job. Mm-hmm. So like, it does like early starts, late finishes, stuff like that can take its toll. You never really know. You don't really have like a rota base type of system in it. It's more like you get phoned and you go wherever you're told to go. So you can get phoned at like 8 o'clock at night and get told, you need to go to Aberdeen at 6 in the morning, stuff like that. So it kind of takes its toll on like when you're trying to do things like your training and like your life, and to try and work your way out like Monday to Friday wise. It's quite difficult sometimes to try and tweak everything and put everything together. But other than that, that's what I do for a living, and I live with my girlfriend Jennifer. We've got 3 dogs.
Maniacs,
which is one of them is.
Well, they're all 3 different kinds of.
They're all 3 different type of breeds.
This wee section we'll talk about the dogs, right? It's like, there's a reason for it. Right? You've obviously got Lottie, right, who is absolutely mental.
She's hard work.
She's good fun, but mate, she's great fun.
Brilliant. She is brilliant. Like.
Do you know what she reminds me of? But see, remember The Office? Like the US office, and now there's that episode where they're doing parkour and they're just running into things and stuff. That's it. It's like I just get parkour.
She's something else, but she's brilliant. Like she gives you the extra energy that you get out of somebody, man, or like a dog. You know what I mean? She's.
Think you could do any of your runs with Lottie?
I've done a couple of training runs with Lottie.
I think you should, because we've seen obviously now Dale obviously. He done the Great Scottish Run with Cooper. Remember we seen him running passes at the end.
Aye.
But I'm like going, do you think, like, seeing, because obviously, do you think it's cheating if you've got the dog strapped to you and it's pulling you through? I don't think it is, right? But see if you get like a big, massive Great Dane, you're kind of like getting pulled. But sorry, I know we kind of got off subject there, man. But obviously, you've got the 3 dogs and that kind of stuff cutting about as well, mate. But I want to kind of take a wee deep dive first of all into like your kind of mentality, if you will, because I know you touched on like your work can be very like erratic, if you will.
It can be,
You can get phoned at 9 o'clock at night. And we've had like a few laughs around about the times that you've trained at and stuff like that. And one of the things that always sticks in me is we'll talk about this later on as well, when you obviously done the talk at our Q1 event. And you stood up, which was a class moment. But I always remember that slide of get a grip.
Yeah.
And like that's something that gets rung about the programme all the time.
Yeah.
But it's something that I know you kind of say to yourself. And like, where did that mentality come from, where no matter what's going on, you will do what you said you were going to do?
I think the mentality just came from like, I think it's like anything in life, isn't it? It's like if you want something so bad, then you'll get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you put it in a perspective, like if you like everybody's like going to live a life of like you need stuff or you want stuff. So if you want to you want a nice big house, so are you going to go and work for it? You're not going to go and work for it. I put that into perspective of everything I do in my life. So if I really want it, then I put every single bit of piece and every bit of work into something that I want to do. Do you know, I think that's the kind of mentality I get. Like if I work hard, then I know I'll get results out of it. But then the same as like your training and stuff like that. If you want to go for big events or you go for even like high rocks or anything like that, if you don't put the work in, then you're not going to get what you want. You know what I mean? It's that doesn't lie.
Yeah.
So
and do you think, like, from my experience with that as well, man, like I've got a very, very specific moment that the penny dropped for me for that. But I'm just curious, was there any like moment for yourself that you went, right, I need to pull my socks off if I want to get the goals I want?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Can you remember what moment it was?
I would probably say it was like before. I would probably like it'd be last year. Probably I would say when it was like before when obviously I booked like my first ever event was the Edinburgh half marathon, which was like I was putting a wee bit of work into it, but then I was like I'm probably not putting enough, and then I'm like, well, I really want to get it done, and I really want a good time and try and like we always set goals. Everybody sets goals. You know what I mean? Like if it's training or if it's events or if it's like anything in life, people can set goals on anything they want to do. But as I say, that if you really want any goals, then you've got to maybe like pull your socks up and go right. I really need to get a grip here and like
get on with it.
Yeah, get on myself a shake.
But I think as well, like the reason why I asked that question is because like I can remember. It's funny that you said a half marathon because I done it was up in Edinburgh. It wasn't like the Edinburgh half marathon and that kind of stuff. It was like a random park one. It was torture me. It was laps of a park. It was terrible, man. But see, at every lap, you had a wee incline to go up. It was about 300 metres. It was tiny, mate, but you know, you're like, fucking hell, man. But I remember it, and like, mate, the most I ran for that prep was a 7K. And it was like, I remember the prep, it was just full of excuses, mate, because it was a February half marathon. I mean, it's Christmas, it's January and all that kind of stuff. And I think like the weather's bad, it's like just bullshit basically, right? And that was like a penny drop moment for me, where like just, I remember being at the start line, and something I'll always say, and I said this to Lauren and I said it to yourself about the ultra, is like, you'll get the feeling before you start if you deserve to be there. At the start line.
100%.
And like you guys, you've got that. You were at the start of the GB Ultra, and you're like, I deserve to be here. But the reason why I say this is because I done that half marathon way back when. We're talking 6 years now or something. And I stood at the start line. I was like, me and my mate Ross Arthur, hung over for the night before.
We should be here.
I was like, we shouldn't be here, mate, right? And it was the worst experience of my life. But I think you need to have that moment where like your pants get pulled down a wee bit, and you go, well, right, okay, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm not as clued up as I is. And that's why I can ask that question, because there'll be people listening to this that have went through it but not took the lessons from it. Like, they've fucked an event, they've not hit their goal, but they're blaming external factors. But the reality is...
But you do, even like, it doesn't matter how many events you do. It doesn't matter how many times you can go and do like high rocks, you can do like ultras, marathons, half marathons, even like your training runs. Like, even any training, if you go into that kind of like perspective, like, I can't be arsed. And you're not going to get anywhere you want to be.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much effort you put in it. You need to put every bit of max effort you can and make as most like as much possible out of that situation that you can.
And I think as well, man, like, it's cool that you've spoken about that, because we talk a lot about this inside the programme, so lessons, man. Do you know what I mean? But it's like you're in a dialogue and like how you speak to yourself, and
you need to be.
Yeah, because there's a point where you need to give yourself a wee bit of compassion. But there's also a point where you need to go, this goal's fucking bigger than me. So I need to do that. Like, I just need to do that thing and remove the emotion. And that's what we were talking about last night on our weekly call as well, where I was like, there becomes a point where there will always be external factors. Stuff will always be happening. Like, with your work, mate, right? Mate, I've drove past you running up the Greenhouse Road at like 9:30 at night doing your house sprints, mate. And I'm like, what is this lunatic doing?
Absolute weirdo.
And I'll text you next morning like, what happened? You're like, I never get home from work till 8:30 at night. And you're like, but I'm still doing it. And like the external factor, it was work. And like you had a choice to make, going, right, do I patch it and get my dinner early and just get comfy?
Do it,
or did I just do it? Because you've went with the latter option. And like most people wouldn't do that, right? And like, in my opinion, you should have went with the latter option. You should be getting it done, because you need to get the like, fucking quote unquote, get the miles in. But a lot of people will be too attached to the emotion of, all right, well, this happened to me. So fuck, like, and like that sounds very unempathetic, or however you want to call it, right? But if you've set yourself a target, you've set yourself a goal, right? Stuff's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. Life will do life things.
Of course it will.
It's never gonna be.
It doesn't matter. Like life's life. You know what I mean? It's shit does happen, and things get in the way. But it's like, how do you go from like not being able to do it, like for work reasons or like any other reason, but then can you do it the next morning? Can you do it the next night, or do you just shift things about? If you don't, you need to learn like how to shift things. You know what I mean? Because if you've got a training plan, not every single day for the next 3 months of your training is going to be the exact same every single day. Do you know what I mean?
The only thing I would say to
things
that is
change.
You get to a certain point with your training, and this is what I've noticed over the years. Like my training volumes average 10 to 12 hours a week at the moment, and it doesn't go any lower than 10. never really goes any higher than 15. Don't get me wrong, when we're prepping for like ultras,
Yeah.
Ironman, or that kind of stuff, right? It will grow again, of course it will. At that point, you need to be very adaptable.
Yeah,
which
you need to shift that. You need to shift things around.
But I think a lot of people that will be listening to this will be training 3-4 hours a week.
Yeah.
And they'll take that with a pinch of salt and go, all right, I can just shift that a bit, because they couldn't be asked training on a Tuesday night, or they couldn't be asked training on a Wednesday morning. It's like, if you've got a small training volume, get in the habit of keeping it the same day, because the more that you can get into that routine, the more it becomes automatic.
Yeah.
Because the more you move stuff about, the less
right.
chance it gets done. Now, if you're up at your spectrum, it's like,
right, well, if you're doing like
15
double
hours,
days,
yeah.
if you're doing double days, then it's harder, like, obviously, to shift. Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're training at 6 o'clock in the morning and you're going out and doing like an 18k run in the morning before your work, and then you've got an 18k run at night,
yeah.
You can't easily shift it. And
No.
You can't go, oh, do you know what, I'll just do the 36 at night.
Yeah,
That's
it's not going to
the way it
happen.
works.
You could, but you would hate every minute of it, man.
That is not the way it works.
No, not at all, man. And then as well, mate, like, obviously we were having a wee bit of a laugh earlier on, and I put a post up about it, about going from 3k to 93k.
Yeah.
How would you, like, even that statement there, right? I remember the run. It was 3 kilometres, mate.
That was dreadful.
And I thought you were ready for leaving the programme, mate. You're like, I'm done, man. How would you word your feelings towards the fact that you went from, nicest way possible, breathing at your arse at 3k, to finishing in the top half of an ultra for 93 kilometres?
Yeah. It's even in the now, it's still quite fresh, you know what I mean? Like, you do get like obviously you get a right good buzzer, obviously, because you're like, wow, like from where you've came from to like what you do now. And then, but in my kind of perspective of it, like, it's just hard work. Like, that is generally what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, to go to, like, if you look back at like all your data and like your training and like even like your nutrition, but you've got that this is the thing that everybody thinks that, oh, well, I can go to the gym and I'll do this and I'll do that and I can go and running. But one of the big factors was that I struggled with, which we all know, was like the tracking side of stuff. Like with food and stuff like that, like tracking, I couldn't really, not even that I couldn't really do it, I couldn't be arsed. Like, and I didn't. At certain points, I couldn't be bothered. Do you know what I mean?
And I remember the moment that you were like, I just don't get this. I'm like, mate, I could train my gran to track nutrition. And you went, fair. I can't be fucked. So I'm like, get it done.
Just can't be bothered.
Get it done, mate.
So it's like, you need to take into consideration so many different factors. It's not just like, I'm doing the training, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you need to take into factors of like, are you actually feeling your body right for that kind of factor? Do you know what I mean? Are you recovering for the same type of factor? Are you training? Are you putting intensity? Are you putting effort in? It's all right going out and saying like, oh, well, I go to the gym 3-4 days a week, but then I'm going out and doing like a 10k for like the weekend. But are you training with intensity of it? Do you know what I mean? Are you doing your threshold runs? Are you just doing an easy pace run?
Yes.
Are you doing interval runs? Are you doing your house sprints?
Are you pausing Strava?
Aye.
I'm on to you.
Like, that doesn't lie, mate. Strava doesn't lie. You've not fucked me once.
What was that one again where it was, I don't know.
I got my first sub 50, or sub 53 or something like 10k. And I went the exact same route the week before. The exact same route. And Strava absolutely shafted me for it because it gave me a big straight line as if I jumped on an airplane.
The best thing, man, was when you can answer this as well. We'll clip this and we'll make it into a reel, right? And we'll get a poll going. Peter and Jordan came down in the Glen Tres 10k. No, 10k went it, sorry.
Yeah.
And then like the last 5k was all downhill.
Aye.
And you basically sprinted down a hill and came in under 20 minutes for your 5k or something.
To be fair, we couldn't actually stop. So.
And I was like, technically you have done it, but you have ran down like not even like a slight decline. It was like this.
Yeah. No, fair.
You can decide, but like let me know. I don't know. I was been ever since that moment where I was quite harsh on you with that.
Aye.
My Strava's been abusing me, mate. Because that was Great Scottish Run.
I give it fair.
Mate, it was what was it, 9.99 in the Great Scottish Run for my sub 40 10k. I was like, fuck's sake. And then was it Run the Blades as well?
Yeah,
we came in,
Run the Blades.
Run the Blades was shot by like 100 metres or something. I was just like, how has this happened, man? And it was like a 1:37 trail run for half marathon. I was like, for fuck's sake. So yeah, karma's real, mate, because ever since I told you to fuck off.
Happened to you too.
Oh mate, it's an absolute nightmare. It's such fun.
Nah, fair, we were downhill. But I'll say he had a bigger vest on me, so he won.
That's fair, man. He'll be listening to this going like, he'll get a text right now going, you're a bastard.
Nah, it was good, man. It was
insane, man. Better. But as well, like, see, even to touch on, like, see, there'll be a lot of people listening to this, right? Because what I've noticed is it's becoming more and more common for people wanting to do big things, right? Which is cool. Like
Yeah.
we're all about ambition, right? But we want to bridge the gap between your ambition and behaviours, because people say they want to do things, but they act like an idiot, to be honest,
Yeah.
man. So we want to bridge that. So see anyone that's listening, right? What was the biggest struggles that you took away from training for that ultra?
Probably your time,
Mm-hmm.
because you do lose a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you are like all you do is basically like you work Monday to Friday, you train Monday to Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and in the perspective of that week, like how many hours you put in, you feel like but all you do is basically like work, sleep, train.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's for 3 months,
Yeah.
and it's just never ending. But like I always said when the first done the ultra thing, I was like, no, I definitely, it's like 16 hour cut off time. I was like, no, I definitely want to get sub 12. So the only reason for me to get like that to get a sub 12 was like, well, I really need to get my head into it. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to get my body through it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, there was times like you're waking up in the morning at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning on a Saturday morning. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a marathon to run today, and you're like, I'm in fucking bits. Like, my back's killing, my legs. I mean, your full body's just fried,
Mm-hmm.
and but sometimes like actually it works out better because it's on your head. Like, it is in your head, because sometimes you get up and you go, hey, but I'm quite sore today. I've got a wee bit of a sore ear or a sore leg or whatever. But sometimes like they kind of, when you actually decide to go, fuck it, I'm going to just do it. You go, and when you actually go out and do it, it could sometimes be one of your best runs in like ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like your pace, your time, your heart rate.
You nearly PB'd your marathon.
everything
you
was-
did PB your
I did
marathon
PB
when you
my
were on
marathon.
a training run.
Aye, but I
Not
PB'd
bad.
my marathon again in the ultra.
So like what we were saying at the start. So before we started the podcast, obviously we were talking to the guys, and you're like, the ultra went well, and I was like, you went out far too hot. And you're like, that was all right. PB'd your marathon in the first half.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously, but mate, I agree with you, man. And like what I've learnt from like big preps myself, mate, and taking hundreds of people through big preps, it's like time's a big factor, but there's an element where you need to make it your personality, I think.
Yeah.
And like people like to use the word balance. They don't like to use the word obsessed. But they
Yeah.
want to say the big goals. They want to have the big targets. And I'm like, the reason you maybe don't hit the big targets is because you're not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it's
I would
like,
agree with that, because I wouldn't say like I had balance.
Mhm.
I didn't really have balance.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the fact is I'm even now, like I don't know what it is, like I'm just obsessed with like make myself better.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And then
100%.
pushing myself harder.
Mhm.
Because like as I said, there is certain times like during your training, got to remember as well, an event's like the end of like what you've already achieved.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's weird to say that, because like I know you've still got to achieve the event, but you look at the hard work you've put in it before. You've got to take that into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because if the event's obviously all the hard work is what's caused you to have a good event.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to take that as a collective. You can't just like say, oh well, I've half-assed my training, and then do you know what? Fuck it, I still done 83k.
Yeah.
Like
It's like the goal comes for the event, the result comes for the prep.
aye,
Do you know
exactly.
what I mean? And I completely get that, man. And I think a lot of people like forget that. They
Yeah.
think they go, oh, I can get away with missing this. It's like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be looking at what you can get away with.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like a lot of people just do enough.
Yeah.
It's like fuck just doing enough, man.
Yeah.
Like you need to do more. Like go beyond the Call of Duty. Like how much can you lock in, and you will truly see what's possible. And again, like I think you should be obsessed with something. Like I genuinely do. Like you have to be.
Yeah.
And it's like the word balance, man. Like people join the program, right? They'll say stuff to me. It's like I still want to have balance. I'm like, you don't want balance. You're just scared of change, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But you need to understand that you need to run fucking head first into that discomfort.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you will just stay in your wee pocket
Yeah.
of comfort. Do you know what I mean? And that's where balance holds you back. And like I'll still take a Sunday off. I'll still chill out. I'll still
Yeah.
have an odd beer at the odd occasion and stuff like that, right? But the majority of my time is headed towards getting better. Do you know what I
Aye,
mean?
exactly. Aye.
But you need to want to do what you're working towards. And the reason
Yeah.
why I say that is because like at the start of the year, so like obviously I was meant to do that chase the sun cycle, and I had that flare up of my OCD. I was basically nearly going back into hospital, and just it was a bad time, man. But what proved to me that I wasn't actually that not bothered about it. There was other things at play that I was more interested in. We've had what's been happening to us recently, and I still hit that sub 40 10k, and I didn't miss a bit of training. But see, when obviously my OCD flared up, I was like, right, I can't be bothered with it. I don't want to go away with it. And that just showed to me that goal that I set up, I wasn't obsessed with it. And that's why I didn't get done. It wasn't because of my OCD and that stuff. Yeah, I had a part to play. But the main factor was I wasn't obsessed with it. Yeah. And I think like when you get to a certain point, like see when it comes to you just start your journey, right? You might get away with just ticking boxes, but see when you're at the level you're at, mate, where it's like, right, what's fucking next? Like, what's next after a 93-kilometre ultra? Like, do you know what I mean? It's big, it's bold.
Yeah.
You need to be obsessed with it. And that's where people go wrong. And people get to a point where they've done a few high roxies, they've done a few halves, a few marathons, whatever it may be. And like, they just kind of like do the same thing over and over and over again. But there's no excitement there, so there's no obsession, so there's no progress. And that's where I think like, you need to have that bit between your teeth where you're going, right, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So we're fucking going for it. And I see that quite a lot, man. And would you say, like, see across the time of like prepping for the ultra and that kind of stuff, man? I know we spoke about like time and stuff like that was tight. Would you say it had an effect on the people around you and stuff like that because you don't maybe spend as much time with them?
Not really, no.
No.
I wouldn't say so, no.
That's the only reason I ask is I noticed it whenever I've done something. Yeah. Because you go into a wee hole.
Don't get me wrong, like, you probably do, right? But see, like, the people around you are like the ones that you want to be.
They get it.
They do get it because they're supportive of you. You know what I mean, to be fair, like you always get to a point in life that like when you're growing up and stuff like that, if people aren't supportive of you, then you're like, well,
fuck you.
off. You know, like it's quite easy, mate, to do that. Do you know what I mean? But the people that actually want to be in your life and like support you and stuff like that, then they're the ones that you need in your life. Do you know what I mean? Like in your back, and then. So like I wouldn't say so. No, you do obviously do lose a lot of like time. Like so like you're going on nights out with your friends and like stuff like that, and then you're like, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, and they're like, I'll just have a couple of beers, and you're like, no, I'm not having beers, and then you'll get the odd pal will say he's not fucking drinking.
Cracking your fucking hell.
So like something like you go out for a dinner with your mate or something, and you're sitting there with something like, is that you need to eat healthy and all that, and you're like, mate. Come on, I've just ran a marathon today, mate. I want to eat my fucking jinky.
That's it, man. It's wild, man. It's wild.
So it's like you do get you do have the support of people around you. I mean that's what the main thing is. Because like when you go into something that big or like that kind of distance and whatever, like you do need supportive people. Do you know what I mean? Because even on the day, without the support of people that you have. It does get struggle. It is a struggle. Do you know what I mean? There is certain points it'll be a struggle, and you're like, but then you're doing it for certain people as well. You know what I mean? Like in your life, and to show them like how what they can be or what you can be like. You know what I mean?
Nah, I get it, man. And then as well, just kind of like drift away from like the ultra itself, man, because we could talk about that all day, like actually everything that was into it, because there was so much that went into it. But obviously, like you've been with us for like 4 years. The first year wasn't like all in, but like,
nah.
What was like the penny drop moment? Like, what made you? Because obviously, you joined what was then Team Full Reset back then. Actually, we've ripped this apart so many times. Actually.
No,
was it not just Kieran Ingram Fitness? Actually,
but technically it was, because it was like
the OG of OGs here. It
was Fitness Performance.
Because it was football. So it was actually. It was with Ian.
That's how we originally like.
Met, if you will, because Ian, I remember
you were doing PT in there.
Shout out to Ian, by the way, because I would not be in this position if it wasn't for Ian Stevenson, like at all, man.
On me.
On him, aye. Ian, you got me on this ultra. Ian will be listening like that. And then, man. But as I say, like, so I remember that now, obviously, because Ali and Sean came in. And then obviously we helped you out with your pre-season and that kind of stuff, man. And then I think Borough went away to shit, basically. It just fell apart. It was an older team, like it wasn't as if like anything happened. It was just older boy. It's hard to get a team of boys together on a Sunday who work all week and live in the central belt of Scotland, because that's a big issue that we could talk about, but we'll not talk about that today. I'm sure that'll come up in another podcast. What was I saying now? Sorry. So you obviously came in for your pre-season, that kind of stuff, and then that kind of faded away. And then I remember it was you, Paul and Gibby that hung about with us. And then slowly but surely Paul done his knee in, Gibby done Gibby things obviously. Just his boys came and went like 3 times, man, into man. God love him, but
Good boy, man.
Yeah, he's a heart of gold, but he's mental, man.
Mental.
Honestly, like I talk fast, I listen to him, and I'm like, what did you just say, mate? Gibby's brilliant, but and then obviously you was kind of stuck a bit, but I was still doing 1-to-1s and all that kind of stuff, and like I remember for the first bit, man, you never really made not like no progress. You were getting stronger, you were getting faster, you were able to hold up in a football pitch and that kind of stuff, man. But it was like, in my opinion, mate, it was around and about when we changed from team full reset to full reset, and we had that big massive seminar day.
Yeah.
That was when I noticed a big shift in you, and that was about 18 months into your journey with us, maybe even closer to 2 years. And you had obviously the half marathon down the corner and stuff. But just curious, mate, like what was it your big, like what was your moment where you went, right, okay, I'm going to start taking this serious, man, because I've worked with a lot of people. Some hit the ground running, some take 6 months, some never get going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the kind of big moment was like, I was going to the gym, obviously with you, doing the 1-to-1s and stuff. There was like the 1-to-1s and that we used to have, with Paul and that as well, like Paul was there, stuff like that. But I think it was more like, I was getting something out of it, but I always kind of thought to myself, like, oh, there's kind of something missing here. Like, I'm going to the gym, I'm getting a wee bit fatter, I'm losing a bit of weight, like losing a bit of beef, but then I'm going up the road and I'm eating shite and like what's the point? Like, I'm just like, you're wasting my time, you know.
You said the usual thing as well. I always remember this, that every guy that plays football says, I play football, so I'm alright. Nah, mate, you play Sunday League football, mate. Like, do you know, not in a bad way, but you're like going, there's a lot more to give you, man.
Oh,
like, you're lucky if
definitely.
you train once a week, and like a lot of people will say this with football. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I play football, so I'll be fine.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you're
kept well, obviously.
You do a bit of training in football and stuff like that, but your match fitness is completely different to
your actual
fitness. You know what I mean? Like, you could be naturally fit, but see, like, even playing football, like, your match fitness could be terrible. And mine was, like, at that point in time. Like, my match fitness, was okay, but it wasn't great. You know what I mean?
But
even my normal fitness wasn't great.
No, I get that. And just be talking about match fitness, mate. Like, mine dad came in and played these for a couple of games. And like I was by no means a good fit, but I was alright. Like, I was decent, right? But had they been in a game of 11s in about 4 or 5 years at this point, and I was like, right, okay, I could run more than anyone, but could I read a ball in the air? Could I fuck? I'm like, right, where's this ball going and all that? And I remember you behind me going, what the fuck are you doing? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'll get me off, man. But it's so true as well, mate. And like, when was the moment that you just went, do you know what? I'm pulling my socks up here and I'm actually going to give a good crack at this? Because since then, mate, like, you've left football and all that kind of stuff, which was big for you.
I would just say, like, probably when I actually like looked into it. Like, cause you can just sit in the house sometimes like, at night and you'll go, why am I doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody does that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could sit here and go, why am I actually doing this? Am I doing this myself? Am I just doing this to bide a bit of time, or like, or to make it look as if I'm getting fitter, or like I'm getting stronger, or do you know what I mean? But like, when you actually break everything down, you go, well, no, this is what I actually want this. So say that was probably like the best thing that I actually thought to myself was like, I want to do this. So if I want to do it, then I need to put the work into it. If you always have the doubt in your head, but everybody has doubts. You have doubt with everything you do. But if you put the work in, then the doubt kind of starts clearing up. Do you know what I mean? Like, because like, obviously during like even the ultra training and stuff like that, like, you always have so many doubts because you're running like 130, 140 kilometre weeks, right? And that's tough. Like, it's tough. It's tough on the legs, and that's what I mean. Like, when you're waking up some mornings, you're going, I'm fucked. Like, you're absolutely fried. Your full body's fried. And I think it got to like probably about 3 weeks before, like 2 weeks before the taper week. And I'm like, I can't move. Like, I was struggling to move, and there was certain points like during the training as well. Like, I just had no power, like at all. I had absolutely no power. But then there was also a time when I felt like I always had a viral infection that week before, before we went to like taper week, and I was like, oh no, man! I was like, fuck, this is going to just pure throw me completely off. But then I still done it. Like I still went out and ran a marathon. Like
Ow.
I
Wild,
felt
mate.
like absolute shit, but
It's just a
I was like,
testament,
I still need to move. I still need to do this. Because there's no way I'm going through 2.5 months of that complete pain and prep, and then one day is going to like ruin my my full day.
How's this happening?
It's not happening.
But it's true, mate. And even when you touched on there and about like belief and that kind of stuff, man, I think like the more and more that you actually do the more belief that you actually get behind what you're trying to do, mate. And it obviously ties into like kind of like my next question here as well, mate. Like when we know that we touched on it, we got you to do like your first public speaking gig.
Yeah.
And like I remember when we were mapping it out, and I was like, see the notes and that kind of stuff, man, and you could tell that you were really, really nervous about it. How did you feel like going in and doing like a public speaking gig? But not like what did it do for you, like just speaking, but what did it do for your confidence and your belief? Because it's a pretty big thing to do that, especially in a room of 30, 40 people.
I was definitely nervous, 100%. But you do get nervous. Like it doesn't really, but like you could like if you, for instance, like you do so many high rocks, like Sims and everything else. But see when it comes to that day,
as soon as you go in that
you
tunnel,
always like
that tune comes on, you laugh. I mean,
like
everybody
gets
kicks in, you're like, let's go, man.
But nervous is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like being nervous and being a bit kind of like discomfort is good. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes being a bit discomfort will make you push harder to get out of the discomfort. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I think this is, like, I wrote about it in my book, Philosophy of the Extra Mile, man, go check it out. But we were basically talking about how nerves and excitement is the same feeling. It's the same things that happen, man. You get like sweaty palms, your heart rate goes up, you get a wee bit jittery and all that kind of stuff, man. So like, see when you're nervous, man, like flipping his head. And it's one thing that, actually someone said this to me recently, is like, remember what got you to the dance? And we were like, because like, I look at this year as a whole, like it's been a good year, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
And like, but actually break it down and go, I've not had that pure squeaky bum time feeling enough. Like, see that nervous feeling. Like obviously you would have got at the talk, like what you would have got at the ultra. And other bits and bobs throughout the year and stuff like that, man. Like if you don't have that enough, then you won't actually be growing, and you need to have that feeling of, fuck, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, this is where, take it with a pinch of salt, but this is where you need to look at, are you actually going through anxiety at that point, or is it just an anxious feeling? And like, you can have anxiety but then get an anxious feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anxiety is a whole ball game, right? Where it will cripple you. I get it, I've got it. But at the same token, there's some things that just make me feel a bit anxious, but that doesn't mean I don't do it. Like, you need to go into it. You would have felt anxious before that talk. Like, I could see it in you, mate.
I was
like,
definitely, even during it, man.
Terrified, mate.
Man.
Terrified.
I didn't even want to do the clicker.
I know, mate. That was an absolute shit show, by the way. Because, like, I was like,
So I didn't know how to
you were like, can you do this clicker? I'm like, but you literally, you were about to talk, like, you're in the clicker. I'm like, what are you talking about, mate? And I'm like, trying to like listen to what you're saying, and then you're like 3 slides along, and I'm like, oh shit, you're trying to press the button. Because you would do this thing where you would talk, and then you would just like look at me. And I'm like, all right, man, mate, click that, mate. But
come on.
no, that was brilliant. And even like, I know we spoke about it earlier on, but like the get a grip kind of phrase. I remember when you were talking about that, and so many people actually resonated with that. Like, right, we need to get a grip here.
Yeah.
And I think like some people can be a wee bit too nice to themselves, and that's what holds them back. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think you need to have that wee bit of like, right, we are getting after it and actually making it happen, man. And
but even doing like the public speaking and stuff, that was more so as about like, hopefully like inspire people, like that wee bit of insight to like what you can come from to what you can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, people can sit and like look at reels and like look at these PTs and look at these people doing amazing things around the world, and but like, where did they actually come from before that?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, people watch it, but they don't actually realise like, maybe that guy has only been doing that for a year. Like how much work has that guy actually put into it? Like, it's stuff like that. It's like, if you think about it, like, you could sit there and go, I could really want to do it, but do you know what? I don't know if I can. You can. Like, everybody can, but you just need to actually like be able to put yourself forward, be a bit of discomfort, and believe in yourself to do it.
Just be brave with it, man.
Yeah,
I mean?
just be bold with it.
And it's not like you're not going to be able to do something like straight away. It's just not going to happen, right?
It's never going to
happen.
happen.
But the more that it's like a muscle. The more you train it, man, the better and better you're going to get. The stronger it's going to get, man. So it's very, very similar to that. And then even like to kind of touch on that, like we've obviously got you doing like your public speaking and how much it's like you've grown as a person, ultra marathons, fucking benching over 100 kg, you know, that kind of stuff, right? But like, what's it been like to like work with like myself, Georgia, Jordan, the rest of the guys for the past 4 years? I know it's like you've seen every stage of this like so far, which is why I thought it was only fitting to get Jordan on for the first podcast. For the first guest podcast, sorry, because you have actually been through like every single stage of this. But what kind of impact is it had on you, and how would you describe your time inside the extramile? Full reset.
To be fair, I would say like even for the start, it was good. Like I really enjoy it. Like I just think it's brilliant. You know what I mean? You've got a really good thing going here. You know what I mean? And to be fair, without like, I'll vouch for like anybody that's in like the extra mile side. Without like the 3 years there, then we wouldn't be where we are. Do you know what I mean? Because you can be a pain in the arse.
I get it.
But you do, like you're doing it for the benefit of us. Do you know what I mean? Some people don't maybe like that. Like
no, they don't.
Being like told like, oh, you really need to get fucking moving. You need to get a grip. You know what I mean? Like, like you just need just take it on the chin, like, because like at the end of the day, you've got the same, you've got the best interest for everybody in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%, man.
And so does Georgia, and so does Jordan. Even like everybody that's like, we always have like this kind of collective group anyways. That always seems to always go to like the mini meetups, and it's always like the kind of same faces. You've
always
same
got
people.
a core. It's like
you've got a core of people, yeah.
Every
and
coaching program.
Everybody in that kind of thing, it's like a kind of like basically a family. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like a kind of like gym family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is it's brilliant because everybody's so supportive of each other. I mean, and you always want to inspire the next person that comes in, and then, but even people that just come in, you always try and get them to be into that kind of core. Everybody. It's not like you've just got like a certain core. It's like you want everybody to be the core.
It's like I think about like Craig at the Weekender.
Yeah.
Obviously the mini meet up and that kind of stuff, man. He was vouching for a lot of the guys, man, specifically Laura, Matthew, and Al. Well, I'll say Alan because no matter who's Aldo. But Alan, just because he was working with them and that kind of stuff, and Craig's obviously only been with us for like 6 weeks and stuff, man. But he just came in and it was just, he said something to me like, which was really, really nice, but it's not to, like, we don't need to repeat it and stuff, man. But he just said something about the impact that it's had on him in the first like 30 days, which I was like, that's class.
Yeah.
So I mean, see, obviously building something like that is pretty cool. But what I like about it is like, you can build something pretty cool that brings people together, but does it do what it says it's going to do? Does it get a result? And something that we've really, really prided ourselves on over the past 4 years, man, is actually getting results, which is like crazy when you which is crazy. You're kind of like, that's amazing because like coaching programs, mate, that's what it should do, man. But like you're the pinnacle of that, mate, because like you've went through every single stage of this. Where it's like, I remember me and you.
Some of your stages were mental.
Some of them were mental, man. Honestly, I think even Christine and Ben and that, and the agency will back that as well. Some of the ideas I've got, and you're just like, what?
Like, you need to calm down here, mate.
Oh, mate, 100%. But I think like you need to have that, and like
it's inspirational, but like you need to have like that kind of drive. Because if like, because I would imagine it'd be like us, like we need to put the work in as well, right? But you put so much work in behind the scenes for us. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like people don't actually realise what like a PT actually does for you. At the end of the day, like they're setting you everything out you need to do. Do you know what I mean? Like all you need to do is do the work and tick a box. It's you know what I mean? It's like
there is obviously that element of it, but then there's like the kind of emotional side of like we'll have some really in-depth conversations with some of the guys. We've had obviously in-depth conversations with yourself and stuff, and you need to have that emotional intelligence. And I think that's what gravitates the kind of people that we work with. Do you know what I mean? And I very much pride ourselves on the fact that everyone we work with can come in and be themselves, but they'll bring out the best version of themselves, which is very cool to see, because you watch it happen in front of you, man, and you're like, mate, give you 6 months, man. Like Neil was a very good example of this. We'll have Neil on after his photo shoot because he's looking insane.
I don't want to know, but
oh, mate, honestly, you'll see the pictures.
You say, I watch your picture, I'll see it then.
Mate, he's looking unreal, man. £100 gone, which is just insane. But yeah, mate, it's pretty cool to obviously see the fact that you've went through every single stage, and it's like, what would you say is like the maddest thing? Not that you've done, but that you've seen kind of happen, or the idea came out and you're just like, what the fuck is he up to?
Probably like the change of brand, like so quick. Because like full reset wasn't even a year, was it?
No.
Like
no.
I didn't think it was a year.
It was like, no. I think we made 13 months.
Was it a year?
13 months with it.
Was it?
Aye, because we went team full reset.
I think it was.
Reset.
But I thought I was quite
It was
soon.
the logo,
'Cause I was
the
like, fuck it,
logo
man.
pissed me
I
off.
just bought a fucking t-shirt.
I know.
I've really bought a full
They did that.
t-shirts. Just like,
Sorry,
now
we're
we're changing
changing
brand.
We'll change it. Jake was pure funny with it all, man.
Aye.
Because when we changed it, he's like, I thought the logo was shite anyway, mate. And I'm like, alright, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? But I think like there's a lesson in that as well, right? And I'm going to kind of speak about this on Friday when I'm talking at an event. It's like, do not be scared to start again.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I remember I was talking to somebody who she's also a coach, right, and she was going through some stuff. Where basically like just life kind of turned upside down, back in with her folks and all that kind of stuff, man. And she was like, I just feel a bit scared and a wee bit embarrassed. And I'm like, don't be. Like, it's exciting to start again. Like, it means you can put everything you've just learned in the past 5 years or whatever, right, into something new and make it even better.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. And don't get me wrong, right, we're not going to like rip apart the extra mile again, and well, to a certain degree anyway. We're not going to like rebrand and stuff like that, man. But I think that, again, what I was talking about being uncomfortable, you need to make bold decisions in order to grow. Like, if I didn't make that decision with the extra mile to go all in with it, man, like, we'd still be working with a certain demographic of people, which we want to help different people, which is fine.
Yeah.
And we probably wouldn't have Jordan, we wouldn't have Georgia, we wouldn't have a couple of people that we have behind the scenes, like, working on that kind of stuff. So I think you need to have that element of bold decisions.
That should be in perspective of like anything, really.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
even like, if you want to go for an event, then
fucking
do it.
Mhm,
If you
mhm,
don't want to do it, then don't.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
Or your training, like, sometimes it just takes, like, just strip it back to basics.
mhm.
And then you start fresh.
And sometimes it is just about just starting. So like, even not to obviously go away from like obviously talking about your story and stuff, man, but like, even when we rebranded to the Extra Mile, we shared a lot, like we're going to be identity focused. Like, we're going to fit. It's not what you get, it's who you become, which is still got an element. But we created this whole framework around about values and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it got about 2 months in, and I was like, people don't want that.
Yeah.
So I just ripped it apart again and just took it away. But we'd already started like building the machine, making it go. So again, like, sometimes it might not be perfect, but if you're willing to pivot, adapt, like what we were talking about earlier on, then you'll be absolutely grand. But you just need to start with it and do not fear. And there's an element where, like, listen to people around you, right? But if you've got an idea, take what you need for people and go for it. That's the best way I can describe it, man. And trust yourself a wee bit. But trust will come from, like, what you were saying earlier on, Jordan, around about like doing the thing you said you were going to do, whether that be training, whether that be your nutrition, whether that be the event, whether that be your work, whatever it may be. The more you can actually back yourself and do the thing that you said you were going to do, when you have an idea and you go with that idea, you will believe that you will pass through with that fucking idea.
Yeah.
But if you always just quit on things, and that'll drip into every single angle in life. And that's like my opinion, man. But mate, we've also still got another 10 minutes here, man, but I want to kind of... What's next? We'll get us out here the new, mate. Because there was...
Jennifer's not awesome.
There was, I know. Mind I said it on a call. Jennifer was back. He's like, you're doing what? And I was like, all right, okay. But yeah, what's next?
Well done, Iron Man.
An Iron Man?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's one of the biggest things I want to do is an Iron Man, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But because obviously after Saturday,
there was something else said, wasn't there?
I've kind of looked into it. I want to do like another ultra marathon. So I probably want to work towards like maybe 100 miler.
Right, okay.
Shall we go with that?
Love it, man. Have you got any 100 miler?
I've seen one.
Right.
It's the Edinburgh to goes at Clamus, Castle to Castle.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Race
Is that a rat race one? Yeah.
That was pretty decent. It was pretty good.
The rat races are pure expensive, but they?
Well, it's not
depends on what one, because I've seen like the kayaking one and all that kind of stuff, man. But it was good.
This one's just a running event.
How do you feel about the thought of doing an Ironman?
Excited. I could be good. I can swim, I can cycle, I can run. So
you're doing better than me, mate.
What's the worst that can happen?
I know, because we're obviously me and Jordan have already spoke about this, man. And like, we're going to do it together. Same day, obviously. We'll be at different parts, obviously, man. But I can't swim. That's the problem, man. So I need to learn how to swim, man. So we'll get Jordan to teach how to swim, man. But I think that'll just be some journey in its own, man. To like, I always picture this, like, and I look back to my past, and I know you'll do the same. Like, we come from a very similar background, man. Like, working class, fucking that Central Belt of Scotland mentality of getting out your nut and then going through a phase where you feel pretty shit. Like, do you know what I mean? I think like we can definitely relate to that. And I always think it's cool, man, to like go from that to like where everyone's at now. And I always try and reflect on that and see for yourself, man. Like, see if you look back to like when you were maybe running about with a young team and all that kind of stuff.
Aye, just boozing every weekend.
And then now
3-day
going for a
benders.
marathon. No, not a marathon,
All
sorry,
that
an
kind of
Ironman.
stuff. Like, when you look back, man, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? That's just like my opinion. Like, people have different opinions. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still enjoy a beer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't not. It's not as if I do not drink. You know what I mean? And
just don't do all the other nonsense
like,
that comes with it.
everything like it goes with it. Like, it's not worth it sometimes.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. And then, mate, just final question, man, to obviously ask you, man. We could like dive in for ages and ages, man, but we're getting close to the hour mark. If I was to ask you, like, what does Made by Miles mean to you?
Made by Miles. The amount of work I put on. Like, if you look at like the kind of perspective of like how many miles I've probably done this year, it's
actual physical miles and all.
Like the pain, the pain in miles.
Nah, I get it, man.
It's I would say I was basically made by like putting the work in, and that's what made me like the way I am now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, not missing like what did I miss, like 2 training sessions in a year or something, 4 or something.
That.
4 training sessions in a year.
Pissed you off.
It does get like you do sometimes get tired. Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets fatigued. Everybody gets a bit fried. Maybe like the same. If you're training for something for the 3 months, like you feel sometimes that you go to a gym session and it's shit.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't go to plan. It's crap. Like you're just tired. You're fucked. But then even just going to the gym and doing it, and it might be half-arsed, you're still doing something. You know what I mean? It's not as if you're just sitting there just going, fuck it, I'm just going to patch it. You know what I mean?
100%, mate.
Like, even going to a run, like, tell you right now, not every single run is going to be absolutely great.
No,
100%.
No.
Like, I've had plenty in my time where they've been absolutely like pish. And like, even ones that I've like just thought, I've pulled back and I've actually went, do you know what, fuck it, I'm going to walk 6k. You know what I mean? Like, there's just times that you're just, it doesn't always go to plan.
No.
But you still put the work in. Like, you always try and beat that. But because if I always have a shit run, like, say I go out and run this Saturday, I have a shit run this Saturday, come at the Tuesday, I need to be better than what I've done this Saturday. And you always have it in the back of your head. You know what I mean?
You just show up.
Or you do it like the following weekend, you go, like, I can be a wee bit better this week. You know what I mean? I can push a wee bit better. Because then you understand your body. You get to know your body. You get to know like how much you can push, what you need, how much, like what even like your fueling, like what you need to eat, what you need to eat during a run or before a run, or even like going to the gym or like conditioning training, or you know what I mean? Like you need to have that kind of mentality of like learning on it though. You can't just expect to like, oh, look at your true coach and then I've done a workout. But how do you feel? Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you feel as if you've put enough into it, or have you like fueled enough before it, fueled enough after it? Like all these things come into factor. Do you know what I mean? You need to just like do it.
Put the wheels in. Know what I mean?
Just do it, get a grip.
Definitely, man. For me, I love that, man. And again, like you can take a lot away from Jordan's journey. Like Jordan is no different from anyone that's watching us. He's not
100%.
Don't want to say anything like bad here, but he's not like gifted with like great genetics for running and all that kind of stuff, right? He just, as he says there, does the fucking work.
Just put the work in, and
yeah, man, puts the wheels in.
Like you just need to want it. Like, if you want it that bad, you will do it.
Obsessed with change,
like, that's what I mean. It's like anything in life. If you see a nice motor and like you really want that car, you're going to work to get it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, if you really want to like do an ultramarathon, you want to go and run the line for Scotland or whatever, you want to do it.
Good plug.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing that.
Aye, we'll get somebody doing it. Actually, there is one of our guys doing that, but I'm not saying anything else soon.
Aye.
I mean, that's up. He can announce that, man. But Jordan, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure, man, to have you on. I'm sure anyone that's watching us will follow our page and you will see a lot more happening with Jordan over the next couple of years with an Ironman and 100 miler and everything else that's happening, man. But it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. If you are tuning in, you are watching us, man, please make sure that you like and subscribe if you're watching it on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, please. And if you're on Instagram, please share it to your stories. Tag us in your stories. Tag Jordan in your stories. And just spread the word and get as many people listening to the podcast Made by Miles. But we will see you in the next one.